Dear students, in this lecture we will prove that inner product is jointly continuous in Hilbert space. So, if xn converges to x and yn converges to y and yn converges to y in Hilbert space H, in Hilbert space H, then xn yn converges to xy in C, the set C of complex numbers. Note that inner product is always complex number. So in words, we can say that inner product is jointly continuous in Hilbert space. Inner product is jointly continuous inner product is jointly continuous in Hilbert space. In a Hilbert space, inner product is jointly, in any Hilbert space it is continuous. So proof, again we will have to use our basic knowledge of analysis when sequence is convergent and so on. Every convergent sequence is bounded. So let me put in this way, as xn and yn are convergent in H, are convergent in metric space H or non-linear space H or Hilbert space H, are convergent in H, they are bounded. They are bounded. So there are constants m1 and m2. So there are constants m1 and m2 such that there are constants m1 and m2 such that norm xn is less than m1 for all positive integers n, for all n. So this is our first statement, and norm of yn is less than m2 for all n, is less than m2 for all n. This is our second statement. Take epsilon greater than 0. Take epsilon greater than 0. It is arbitrary positive real number. So when sequence xn converges to x in metric space X, if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists positive integer n such that if n is greater or equal to n, then distance between xn and x is less than epsilon. In simple words, terms of xn get close to x as n becomes large and large. We can make terms of sequence xn as close as we want to vector x by taking n sufficiently large, that is greater or equal to n in this case. This epsilon is arbitrary, so we can always make adjustments to this. So let us make use of this definition of convergent sequence. Since xn converges to x, and yn converges to y, in H there are positive integers n1 and n2. There are positive integers n1 and n2 such that if n is greater or equal to n1, then distance is nothing but norm in this case, such that distance between xn and x is less than epsilon upon 2m2. This epsilon is arbitrary. We can always make adjustments to this. So I can replace epsilon by epsilon square root of epsilon by 4 and so on. So in this case I am replacing it by arbitrary positive real number in terms of epsilon, that is epsilon by 2m2. Say this is third statement. And n is greater or equal to n2 implies that norm of yn minus y is less than epsilon upon 2m1. So this is fourth statement. This is our fourth statement. Now for what values of n this holds? This is holds for all those n which are greater or equal to n1. And for what values of n this statement holds? This statement holds for all those n which are greater or equal to n2. So I want these two statements to hold simultaneously. So I should take maximum of this, because this holds for all those n which are greater or equal to n1, and this holds for all those n which are greater or equal to n2. So I want that these two statements to hold simultaneously, and for that reason I should take a value, any positive integer n which will be greater or equal to n1 and n2, and one such a positive integer is maximum. So generally we take maximum for in this type of situation. So take n as maximum of n1 and n2. In fact, you can take any integer which is greater or equal to n1 and n2. For example, you may take n as n1 plus n2 as well, because these are positive integers and it is greater or equal to, this term is going to be greater or equal to n. Okay. So from third and fourth, then from third and fourth, what we have is this: if n is greater or equal to n, then distance between xn minus x is less than epsilon by 2m2, and distance between yn minus y is less than epsilon upon 2m1. So this is our fifth statement. Now for n greater or equal to n, recall what we have to prove. We have to prove that sequence xn yn converges to x y in C. So for n greater equal to n, consider distance between xn and yn and xy, and we have to make it as small as we want. We want to make this less than epsilon in this case by taking n sufficiently large, that is n greater equal to n in this case. This I could write as mod xn yn minus xn y plus, I am adding and subtracting this, plus inner product of x and y minus inner product of x and y. So adding and subtracting this term. Now use triangle inequality. Note that we are using properties of complex numbers. So this is less equal to this plus this. So mod xn yn minus xn y plus mod xn y minus xy. You can give the reason if you want. We are using properties of complex numbers. Since mod z1 plus z2 is always less equal to mod z1 plus mod z2. Now use properties of inner product. So by properties of inner product, this gets simplified to mod of xn yn minus y plus this gets simplified to xn minus x and y. Okay. Now the key step of the proof is to apply Squar's inequality to this. So this is equal to, or this is less equal to, by Squar's inequality. Recall what is Squar's inequality? Squar's inequality says that inner product of x and y is always less equal to norm x into norm y. So modulus of inner product of xy is always less equal to norm x into norm y. This is Squar's inequality, and that we are applying. So by Squar's inequality, this is less equal to norm of xn into norm of yn minus y plus norm of xn minus x, and it is into norm of y, and give the reference or reason here by Squar's inequality. We are writing this. Okay. Now from first and second, what could we write? From first, it is less than m1 norm of yn minus y plus norm of xn minus x. Norm of y is again less than m2. This holds for all n, so it is less than m2. So the reason is here from first and second, or reference first and second. We are making use of this. Now use fifth. As n is greater equal to n. So note that we have assumed that n is greater equal to n. These two statements will hold. So from fifth, we can write that norm of yn minus y. Norm of yn minus y is less than epsilon upon 2m1 plus norm of xn and x is less than epsilon upon 2m2. So epsilon upon 2m2 into m2. m1 and m2 gets cancelled. They are positive numbers. They get cancelled. So what we are left is this. This is equal to epsilon. So thus what we proved, if n is greater equal to n, then this difference or this distance is less than epsilon. Thus, we proved that if n is greater or equal to n, then distance between xn, yn and xy is less than epsilon. It is less than epsilon. It means that we can make distance between xn and yn, inner product xn yn, as close as we want to the point xy by taking n sufficiently large. So it now follows by the definition of convergence of a sequence that it now follows that xn yn converges to xy in C. This is what we wish to prove. Thus, we proved that inner product is jointly continuous in Hilbert space. Thank you.